Good afternoon, folks. JR with Secure Metals. Welcome to my part 2 video. Continuation of yesterday's analysis, gold and silver. Today we're going to be doing the dollar index as well as platinum and palladium and the gold and silver ratios, trying to get a better perspective or a different perspective of where this market can potentially go here within the next couple of months, and if in fact we have found a floor on the commodity sector. So this is the monthly chart here for the US dollar. Broke through very, very strong areas of resistance here, literally in one shot. Stochastics are starting to move down. We have a big bearish engulfing candles. These candles are not good. And on this monthly chart, though we are looking positive, right? That should be a trend line. We have already broken this trend line. That break of the trend line, as well as this giant golfing candle, should not bode well for the US dollar. What I would expect is a move something like this, where we're going to continue to go down and at least test this 20-day moving average that's heading higher. All right. So potentially we can, from this monthly chart, we can easily say that we might potentially go down to the 90 range. That wouldn't surprise me if we go down to this area to test this. This is actually the 18-day moving average. I started using the 18 moving average instead of the 20-day moving average. After using it for quite some time, I think I like this one better. Okay. So again, we can potentially come down here to the 90 range, probably even 89, and potentially also test this trend line that we have coming back from November of 2005, right? So that's your monthly chart, but the monthly chart is still obviously very bullish, though we have some very nice engulfing candles that do suggest a reversal. For me to see a reversal in trend, I'd have to create another low, 93. Below 93, then you're going to be bearish, and we're probably going to test the low 90 range, possibly high 80 range. That's on the monthly. This is the weekly chart. Here we can see that the trend is broken. We have the classic move, right? So we know we broke that trend. So now we fall below the 18-day moving average. We come back up. We retest this 18-day moving average, and I would expect the market to continue to go down. On this weekly chart, okay, we do have a series of high, lower high, and if this is established resistance, then this will be your lower high. All right. As far as your lows, this is your low. You have a a higher low, and then you have a lower low. So this does suggest that we are changing trends. So it does look like we are in the process of transitioning from an uptrend to a sideways market. This is the consolidation here, okay, and this is the market. So as of now, we move below this line here, 94, to look really constructive. But really, in order for the metals to have a shot at going higher, then we would need the dollar index to break this level here of 93.25. Okay, it's on the weekly chart. The stochastics are still moving sideways. They look like they're looking to change their mind and start heading south. But another thing that I wanted to mention also on this monthly chart is volume. Okay, you have a huge peak in volume here, right? So we had a rise in volume, and then what happens here is you lose some of that volume, and then you had a peak in volume. Anytime you have a huge move to a certain direction, whether it be up or down, and then you have a huge surge in volume, that usually also means a reversal, because what you have is a combination of sellers coming into the market looking to short the market because they don't believe that the market is going to continue to go higher, and you also have the long coverings. So you have a lot of folks selling out of their long positions. So those two combinations, long coverings, as well as new short positions, that usually gives the volume a huge spike, and that usually suggests a reversal in trend. a lot of indicators indicating that the dollar has found a top, and we might consolidate a bit before continuing to go higher. If that's the case, which I don't believe. And let's look at the daily chart. So as of now, we can see that we have created a high, this high, a lower high. This has been the lower high, another low high, another low, but now we start to rise. And on this daily chart, the daily chart looks a little bit more constructive for the US dollar. But before we can say that this thing is going to go in either direction, we do have to figure out what this market is going to do in the medium term, right? This is the daily chart. So this dollar can easily find support here in this 18-day moving average band and continue to go higher. Again, that's the move we always look for, right? On this chart, let's delete these lines. So on this daily chart, here's the move above the 18-day moving average. We come back down, we retest the 18-day moving average, and now what we need to do is the dollar needs to break established resistance. If it cannot do that, then we'll most likely continue to go head lower, again targeting probably the low 90s, high 80 range. Okay, that's your dollar index. Are the ratios? Let's draw some lines here. You can see that we are obviously in some sort of downtrend here as of now. This could be a flag as well. We don't want this thing to break this level here. If this level breaks 75, now again, what the ratios are is really how many ounces of silver can you buy with 1 ounce of gold. When the ratios go up, that usually suggests that the precious metals are going down, and vice versa. Okay, when the ratios are going down, then we can assume that the metals are in a rally mode. Okay, so here's your trend line here. Okay, we came down here, tested this trend line, this long-term trend. I guess you can draw this back over here as well. Either way you put it, you have found some support. Market is starting to move up now. Now what we don't want is, of course, if we want the metals to go higher, we do not want these ratios to continue to go high. Let's put a long term. This is the monthly chart. We can see that historically, the highest we've ever seen, this is going back to 97, was 79 here. We saw a little bit of a higher high. This was 81. If this is indeed, if gold and silver have found a floor, then you should not see this thing go above this level here. And of course, this is the level that created this low, so lower than both of these lows. So I don't expect to create a higher high. If you see the metals, historically speaking, they usually trade between 25 to 35 to 1 ratio as far as gold and silver. So being at 73 is a phenomenal buying opportunity for the precious metals. We do not expect to create a higher high than this 83 level here. Okay. Again, being that this level was so strong that it actually took out all these other zones here, then we would assume that this is a really good area to get in when it comes in the ratios. All right. But again, the ratios are still in an uptrend, which does not bode well for the precious metals market. But we can clearly see here that we've already tested that line that I just showed. And again, once we break this area here, so once we break this level here, roughly around 68 or so, then we can probably say that this market is might turn around. And again, we have in fact found a floor. But as of now, looking at these ratios, we don't want to go above 75, 59. That could suggest further weakness in the precious metals market. So we don't want to fall below those areas. Okay. And on the daily chart, this is how the daily chart is looking. Again, same picture. You have a series of lower lows and a series of lower highs. This high is higher than this one, but overall, this high was able to create a lower low than this one. So very strong area of resistance here. Again, I would expect this area to hold. If it does hold and this market continues to go down, then we should see some positive moves in the precious metals sector. Let's do platinum now. Okay, this is platinum. We'll do a long-term analysis on platinum as well. Or let's draw this line here. I'm really excited about the platinum prices. If you don't have platinum in your portfolio, do yourself a favor and get some, because right now you are hitting a very long-term trend line, roughly right here at around 1082. Currently we're trading at 1108, just 20-30 bucks off the lows. So again, very nice area of support here. Actually, I think I can draw that line a bit better so we can get a more accurate level. But again, platinum are just. I think this is a very similar opportunity to silver, where again you're gonna buy and you're gonna make a sick amount of money here. Let's draw another line here. We are really drawing a wedge here. You can see that this is starting to look like a wedge, and these wedges usually break out to the upside in a very, very, very nice way. But let's see what happens. But again, this market can potentially go down to the maybe 10.5. But again, you got to buy when you have a trend line coming back from 2001 all the way to now, and this is still holding. You gotta buy there. You have to. That's just the way it works. And you can probably put a stop loss maybe around 10 even, or 1,000 even. But again, the upside is tremendous upside. You'll be betting 40, 50 bucks, maybe even 100 bucks to make 3, 4, 500 bucks on this trade. Phenomenal opportunity here on platinum. If you don't have any, get your hands on some. Okay. And again, this is the weekly chart. As of now, we haven't necessarily created a lower low. 1084, that's the low so far. We're finding some support where these buyers were before this market took over, all the way back here, back in 2009. So again, I would expect these levels to hold, or this long-term trend line. Any moves below this 1050 area, I would say it would be short-lived. All right. But that's about it, guys. We did some ratios, we did some dollar index, but again, we do need some key technical points to come about. Again, we don't want to go above 97 for the U.S. dollar. We don't want. What we want to see is we want to see a move below 93 on the U.S. dollar in order for the metals to continue to rally. As of now, I don't know that we found a floor in the precious metals market. I don't know that we found a ceiling here in the U.S. dollar, but it does look like the market is wobbling, and really you have a lot of indicators indicating the same thing, which is higher precious metals prices. But unfortunately, we won't know until price action gives us what we want or what we don't want. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll do of course, my weekend video here on Friday. Bye-bye.